Hi there, my name is Stanley Steen from Team Deberoo, and in this video we are going to take a look at the Push Ads network PropellerAds, and we're going to review them. So let's dive in.
This video is brought to you by Deberoo.com, the #1 affiliate marketing software platform.
Alright, here we are on the homepage of PropellerAds, and in this video you will get a full review of PropellerAds as a push ads exchange. So we're going to take a look as well inside as on the homepage of PropellerAds, and we're going to see if we can create a push campaign and see how it works using PropellerAds. So let's dive straight in. We're at the homepage right here, and we can see that PropellerAds is built for performance. Grow revenue with performance-driven advertising platform for marketers and affiliates. All right. So reach 1 billion users with top performing ad formats. So they have the push notifications, right? So that is what we are going to focus on today. But they have a couple other ad formats as well. So they have on-click ads, which is basically pop-unders. So PropellerAds likes to call it on-click ads, but it's just a pop-under where the tab of the offer will load under the page where the user is browsing. Then we have the in-page push, which is basically also a sort of push notification, but then it's in-page. So it's only while the user is still on the page, they will get that notification. And then we have native interstitial. So interstitial ads are an ultimate way to immediately catch your attention, take advantage of the vast creative space, direct contact with a user on both desktop and mobile, and an impressive CTR. All right. But like I said, today we're going to focus on push notifications, but it is good to know that all these other ad formats are available at PropellerAds in case maybe we want to scale that way, right? Time to start converting. All right. Performance advertising solutions for clients. Let's go more into detail. Let's click on advertise and see what kind of information we can get. So self-serve platform, let's check out that first. Start faster and scale up, control and optimize, measure your performance, reach a global audience. All right, targeting tools, reporting tools, tracking tools. Okay, that looks all good. Let's see if we can get some more information on the reach, if they have that on their homepage. I don't think so. They do have fraud protection, so that's good. Retargeting. All right, so this is their retargeting options. Let's just take a look at the inside. All right, so we're going to log in as an advertiser, since we are the advertisers, of course. And here we are inside the platform of PropellerAds. So on the left we have our toolbar. We have the statistics, which is where we are right now. Traffic charts, audiences that you can save. We have the tracking tab, finance tab, ad funds, of course, insights, help center, special offers, propeller priority, and feature request. All right, but today we are going to create a campaign. So right here at the top we have the create campaign button, which is what we're going to click on, and then we want to give our campaign a name. So let's just call it Deberoo. And then right here we can select the ad format. All right, so do we want to do the pop under, push notifications, or interstitial? And you notice that with these three options we do not get the option of in-page push, but that will fall under the push notifications. So when we select push notifications right here, you can select what kind of push notification types you want to push. Do you just want to run classic push, just in-page push, or a combination of both? Today we're just going to do classic push. Then we have the pricing model. So we can choose between the CPA goal, CPC, or the CPM, depending on what your favorite pricing model is. And that will most likely depend on how much experience do you have, and how well do you know that you can promote your push campaign. So it's going to depend a little bit on that, but whatever works best for you, select that specific pricing model. All right. we said we're only going to do classic push. All right, CPM, let's keep it at CPM. Then the target URL. So this is going to be your campaign URL. All right, so put your campaign URL right here. Then we can set up the frequency capping by impressions. So one visitor will see each creative 3 times per 24 hours. That's the standard setup. But if you do not want to push this much to your users, then you could also say, okay, I want users to see my creative only 1 time per 24 hours. Or we can change the time frame, right? 1 time every 12 hours, which will make sure that they can get 2 every 24 hours, but not 2 within the same 12-hour slot. All right, so you can change this however you like it. I'm going to keep it on 2 impressions every 24 hours. That's fine. We can also do frequency capping by clicks. So one visitor will click on each creative 1 times per 24 hours, and when they click on the creative, that is the point where they will not receive the ad again within 24 hours. So this might be helpful to you as well. If they don't click, of course, then it will just go over to the capping by impressions, right? Frequency capping by impressions. I'm going to turn the frequency capping by clicks off for now. Then the traffic options. So we have Propeller Ads, high quality direct traffic from websites of their network, and that's best for testing. And then we have the brokers traffic, which is selected third party. User activity targeting is not available on this specific traffic option. And that is also the reason why it's best for scaling the campaign. So we're going to start with Propeller Ads, high quality direct traffic from their website. And we're going to test our campaign that way. And if we notice that there's traction, if we see that there's potential in the campaign, that's the point where we want to scale it towards brokers traffic. All right. With this option right here, we can leave only premium zones. So we get the top quality websites with active audience. Higher bids are recommended, by the way. Available for a limited number of verticals. All right. So because this is the top quality websites with active audience, that's the reason why the bids are higher usually, or a higher bid is recommended, because most likely, right? I don't want to make assumptions, but most likely you will have more competition on this traffic, which is why the CPM might be a little bit higher. We're going to turn it off and we're just going to test all the zones except the broker traffic. And then the user activity. So Propeller Ads has this option, which not a whole lot of networks have, but Propeller Ads does have it. So we can select, we can target our users based on their activity level. So if we want the high activity level users, that will give us a higher CTR, but of course a very small volume. Not a lot of users are that active. And that makes that the price is above average, right? There's not a whole lot of audience, but they have very good activity, so the CTR is very high, and thus the price goes up, right? There's not a lot of supply, but there's a lot of demand because the CTR is high, and so the price goes up. Then we have the medium, where everything is basically average. It's the average traffic. And then we have the users with low activity, and so a low CTR. But the plus side on this one is that the traffic is fairly cheap because they're not as active, so most likely you will not have as much competition, so that price can drop a little bit. All right. For the initial test, let's do high and medium. Let's keep low out of this. Let's actually run all 3. Why not? Let's just start with all 3. Then we have the countries and bids. So set recommended rates. You can turn this on or off. If you turn it on, you will see that the CPM is automated pre-filled because it is the recommended rate. All right. So this is just for the world, right? But as soon as we start typing our countries that we want to target, you will see this CPM change. For example, if I click on Afghanistan, it will most likely go down the CPM. Just a little bit, 1.3 cents. But if I select a country like, for example, the Netherlands, perfect example, it will probably be quite a little bit higher. Let's check it out. Right, so 2.2 cents, all right? So this will change when you select your country, of course, because there are different prices for the traffic from different countries. For today, let's just select a country that we're gonna focus on just for this example, and that's gonna be Germany today. There we go. So what is the CPM for Germany on Propeller Ads? The recommended bid is gonna be 4.4 cents, all right. And then we can target by cities or states, all right? So we can select specific states that we want to include or exclude, and we can do the same thing with the cities, all right? I wonder if it's working. Yeah, okay, so Berlin, so we can select specific cities or regions right here. I'm gonna just start with the complete country of Germany, and then as soon as I have some data, I might optimize on these specific locations, but I'm not gonna do that at the start of my campaign because I want to generate that data before I'm gonna optimize on specific regions. Then we have this smart optimization tools, so let's check it out. Enable auto optimization. And then you can select how much you want to pay for one conversion. So if your payout is $10, for example, then you might want to say, okay, I want to pay $9 for a conversion. And then the automated optimization tool will basically automatically, of course, for you try to get more reach, try to get better audience, as long as it stays under that $9 per conversion. So it will keep calculating that. Of course, it might be possible that it spends more than it creates revenue. So always keep an eye on it. Even if you have auto optimization tools, you are the driving force of your campaign. So you will always need to analyze the data and decide on the next steps, even though the auto optimization tools might help you a little bit with the smaller optimization. I'm going to turn this off for now because I personally like to have full control and I will do the optimization myself. But if you find it useful, you can use the auto optimization tool right here. Then we have the advertising budget, so we can set a daily budget and a total campaign budget. So let's just say we want to run with $50 a day. I'm going to set a daily budget of $50 a day. Then we have some more targeting, so we can select what kind of platform we want to target. Are we going to target mobile or desktop? We're going to do mobile for this one. And we can target on operating systems. So apparently we only have Android. We don't have iPhone, okay. So we only have Androids. I wonder if that's because that's the only traffic that Propeller Ads has, or if it has to do with something else. So this is a little bit confusing to me. I'm gonna guess they only have Android traffic if it's the only targeting option right here, but I'm not quite sure. So that's a bit confusing to me, why I wouldn't be able to target a operating system on iPhone, for example. But okay, let's continue. Then we have the browsers, so we can select specific browsers that we want to include or exclude. And the same for the browser language, of course. So in this case, I would set this on German. Since we're promoting in Germany, I'm going to make my ads in German. So I will set the browser language on German as well. Then we have the connection type. So do we want to run on 3G or Wi-Fi connection? Or all, which is my preference definitely at the beginning of a campaign. Because I want to see the data of the 3G and the Wi-Fi users, and I want to see in this specific country, in Germany, with this specific campaign, does it make a change whether the user receives it when they're on 3G or 4G or when they're on Wi-Fi? Is there a user behavior pattern with the connection type? If so, I want to optimize on it, but I need that data first before I make a decision on it. So I'm going to leave it to all. Then we have zone limitation. So let's check this out. Maximum 5,000 zones allowed. So then we need the zone IDs. Okay, so we're going to leave this open and we're going to not optimize on that at the start, but we might want to use it later on during the campaign. And then we have audiences. So if you have saved audiences, for example, a test audience, you can include or exclude that specific audience from your campaign. Then next up, collect an audience for retargeting. So you can collect these audiences for a retargeting campaign. And you can select which users you want to collect in that audience. So do you not want to collect users who clicked on the ads, collect engaged users, which are the users that were interested in your landing page, or collect the users who completed conversion in this campaign. All right, and then you can select a audience where they need to go into, or you can create a new audience. And you can create a new audience by just typing in the name of the new audience, right? So right now it will be in a new audience called new audience, all right? But we're gonna not collect for the sakes of this specific video. Then we have the campaign schedule. So we can select specific days, specific hours that we want to run our campaign or that we do not want to run our campaign. A lot of media buyers say, yeah, I'm not gonna promote in the night because then I would just be wasting my money since everybody is sleeping, etc. That is not true. You're only paying either when you get a click or when you get impressions. So that means that if you are spending over the night, that somebody is awake and probably watching your ads. So you do not know if you're going to get any conversions at this time. So we need to test it, right? The spend might be lower since there's less activity. That's possible. But if you're spending, somebody's seeing your ads. So it might still be a conversion that comes through even if it's middle of the night. So we want to test it, all right? If you have plenty of data that shows you, okay, indeed in the night I should not promote because I'm only spending and no conversions come through and it's just shitty traffic, etc., then you could optimize on the time and say I'm not going to promote in the night. Or maybe even the other way around. Maybe you don't make any conversions over the day and the night is the best time to promote your product. Could also very much be. All right, so you can select that right here. But at the start, I would recommend to run 24/7 to generate that data first. Then push notifications. So right here, we can create our creatives and we can also use the city or the country tokens. All right, so right here we have the title, which can be 30 characters inside of Propeller Ads. So this will be your headline, of course. And then we have a description that we also can use, and we can use it with 40 characters. So max 40 characters description. All right. And then we can add a image, well, actually two images. So one icon and one real image inside. So take good note of these dimensions. I always like to use Canva because you can basically say specifically which dimensions you want. So it's going to be 192 by 192 for the logo. All right, so create that design. And the other one is going to be 360 by 240. 360 by 240. All right, cool. So we're just gonna do something here. We're just gonna upload a photo and that's gonna be that. So let's do this. This is gonna be our icon. And then for the image, we're gonna do this one, perfect. And that's gonna be our image. All right, so let's go back. This is the icon. Oh, yeah, we can drag it. All right, perfect. And this is the main image. So then it would look like this, right? We have the icon at the top. The image seems to be a little bit cropped if I look at it this way at the preview. But let's see how that would look for Windows. Same, Mac. Mac doesn't get the featured image. All right. Let's see more, can we? No, okay, it doesn't unfold. So this image is a little bit cropped, it seems like, but that's fine. All right. And then, of course, you want to create multiple creatives, right? So you can add another creative right here and do the same thing over again. So create your headline, description, etc., etc., etc. We're just going to leave it with one because no matter how many extra creatives you add, it's always going to be the same process. All right, use existing creative. So we can also enter our creative ID and use that creative in this campaign as well, which might be useful if you want to run the same specific creative, because then you don't have to recreate it. You just type in the creative ID and boom, you're done. And then it's also already approved, right? If it's approved in the other campaign and you just use it with the creative ID right here, I'm going to assume that it's already approved because it's already approved in the previous campaign, so it might speed up the process. All right, so this might be very useful if you're going to scale your campaign with a new campaign, for example, right? So if that first testing campaign you use PropellerAds, for example, high activity audience, and now you want to use PropellerAds all audience and brokers traffic as well, for example, then you might want to create a new campaign for that. And then if you do so, you might want to enter the creative ID of your top performing creatives right here so that you don't have to upload them all again and they're already pre-approved. I'm assuming that, so I'm going to check that. Reuse creative that showed the best performance in one click. Find statistic for each creative on the statistics page by applying creative grouping. Please note that new creatives will go through a testing period again. All right. So I'm not quite sure if it's pre-approved, if your ad's already approved in the past, but you would have to check with the PropellerAds account manager. All right. So right here, of course, you have to declare and guarantee that the campaign meets the quality guidelines. So make sure you select that box. And once you've done so, we can say start campaign or save as draft. All right. If you click on start campaign, before the campaign is started, it will be sent to review. So it will take up to 24 hours. If you click on start campaign, and after that, it will start immediately. So if you don't want it to start immediately within 24 hours after the review, then just simply click on Save as Draft. All right. And now our campaign with our creatives is saved as draft. So it should be somewhere right here. Perfect. Right here it is. All right. So that's how you create a campaign inside of PropellerAds for your push notification campaign. A lot of different ad formats they have. They have in-page and classical push, which is very nice. And then also what I like about PropellerAds is that they have these segregations, all right? So they have PropellerAds and brokers traffic, which is already very nice to have that opportunity to keep scaling if the PropellerAds database is not big enough. We can scale towards that broker traffic. So I really like that feature. But I also like the activity user feature so that we can say, okay, are we willing to pay a little bit much for our traffic, but get only that high engaged traffic, although there is a low volume of it? Or do we want that kind of shitty traffic for a very cheap price where we have a lot of volume, which might be very good to scale? So I really like those segregations in their users. I think that's a very cool feature. The dashboard looks really nice. So it's a nice overview of all the campaigns. Creating a campaign is no trouble at all. It's very clear what you need to do, what they want of you. So overall, some very nice features in here. I also really like the feature where you can just add your creative to your campaign by just using your creative ID. So overall, a very nice platform with a lot of different options, which makes it great for your specifics of your campaign. You can twist it and turn it until you like it 100%. So that's the review of PropellerAds. Very nice platform. So that's going to be it for this one. But of course, there's always more to come. So stay tuned and then I will catch you next time. Peace out.
This video is brought to you by Deberoo.com, the #1 affiliate marketing software platform.